Hey everybody, I'm back, and we are talking about Composite Venus trine Pluto, what that means when we see that in a couple's composite chart. So, Pluto is, the power aspect between us. It represents, the eighth house, things that are about that. Our sexuality, our unconscious, our power drives. Venus is how we love, how we express our feelings of sensuality, sexuality, affection, the artistic nature of a couple, the loving nature of a couple. So, when we have Venus and Pluto in good aspect, it is something that is positive in a composite chart. So a composite chart is a chart of two people's birth charts put together, and we find the midpoints between them, and it shows us a new chart, which is one chart, and we look at that as the birth chart of the relationship. It really shows us the deeper meaning of the relationship. It shows us how these two people combine and what they come up with. So it's like we have two different ingredients here and two different ingredients, or two, sets of different ingredients. And the composite chart is when you put them together, what kind of cake do you get? What does it look like? Is it something that, rises successfully and looks like a beautiful souffle, or if it's something that explodes violently, or is it something that's like lumpy and weird in parts because it just isn't rising correctly? So it's really the ingredients of two people, how they blend, how successful that blending is, shows up on the composite chart. So the trine between Venus and Pluto. These are some very intense feelings that we see when we see a trine from Venus to Pluto. These people are very attracted to each other. They're very emotionally invested in each other. It is a very binding tie. Now, it is positive Pluto, so we get a lot of the feelings of intimacy that come out of this one. The feelings of attraction, the feelings of wanting to share in an open and honest way are feelings of love, because the trine really makes it easy to show and give affection within any relationship. So it's great in a friendship. It's fabulous between parent and child, and it's really beautiful when we see this in a couple's composite chart, because it's really talking about how their energies blend well when it comes to their power and their love drives. So they're very much on the same page when it comes to how they give and receive love and affection to each other. And typically it's an easier relationship to have open, honest, intimate communication within. You have to look at everything else, because we could have like some nasty Neptune going on, or a bunch of mess on the ascendant. So you have to look at everything. But in all my videos, I only talk about one thing. In the future, I'll be putting it all together, but we only talk about one thing at a time, so you can learn the building blocks. And then as we go along, we will start adding more to that, like aspects and house and sign and how that changes everything, because it really does. So the trine has kind of a, it puts an emphasis more on children, and children that have to do with our, with feeling nostalgic. There's a nostalgic type of motivation to having children when we have the trine between Venus and Pluto. It's really about wanting to see our love continue, and that comes out in wanting to have children together and see them continue on in a happy, successful life. So, and that's a kind of an unconscious thing that they unconscious plan that they have between them. Because this is one of those ties where, you know, these people, you know, they are so deeply emotionally invested in each other that if a lot of other things are good, this is one of those aspects that can lend to a very long-term relationship. So this is, you know, these are two people that could be buried together because they are that emotionally invested in each other and that compatible when it comes to their love relationship needs. So the sexuality in a Venus trine Pluto relationship tends to be really good. I mean, it tends to be you know, kept within reason. It's not like the square or the opposition or the conjunction where it's like, you know, the end-all be-all and all hinges on that. It's not that, but it is a very important component to the relationship because it really strengthens the bond between them. It really becomes the glue that binds when we have the sextile or the trine. And with the difficult aspects as well, but we don't have to mess with all the side effects of having difficult aspects. The transformation that comes when we have a Venus trine Pluto or a Venus sextile Pluto or a Venus quintile Pluto, which I'll do in the future, are not so obviously felt. Because with the difficult aspects, we feel this forced change, and it's this constant theme, because things are never really stable or predictable or safe. But that is not happening with the trine or with the sextile or the quintile. So it's transformation that comes through the positive experiences of loving and being loved in a very tense and emotional and honest way. So when you look back in time, when you have the trine or the sextile, it's apparent that you see the world and relationships and people and life differently because of your involvement with this other person. But it's not one of these things that it's readily apparent that this large transformation in your thinking or your way of being has been. It's more something that we discover as we go along, what this person has done for us. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back super soon with more super cool videos. Subscribe to my channel, please, if you have not done so. You can find me on the internet at truthandaspectastrology.com. You can find me on Facebook, where I do lots of writing, lots of articles. I do a daily astro weather forecast, a daily birthday description. Check me out over there. It's super cool. If you're not over there, you're missing out. That's Truth in Aspect Astrology. Yes, I do private consultation. Get a hold of me on my website or email for an appointment, and I will see you later.